Hello. So it is Tuesday night. Look, I have to get oriented. And I wanted to come on and answer more questions and do more testimonial because yesterday's training for spenders, I got to like a few questions and I just want to answer more of the questions that I got. So if you weren't on the training, you may be like, I don't even understand what you're talking about. So you'd have to go back and watch the training for spenders. So the training is called the 90-minute money clinic with Dr. Fran. My name is Fran. I'm Fran Caesar. I'm a retired internal medicine doctor. And now I run the Debt-Free Mastermind, which is a 3-month group coaching program to help spenders pay off debt really fast. So yesterday we did the 90-minute money clinic. Today I'm just going to do a 20-minute money clinic. I'm going to set my timer because there's just a few other things I want to get to. I'll probably do these more throughout the week just to kind of like answer some questions as I get them and give you another opportunity to take a look at the program. And I think this is really cool. So if you have a question during the clinic, you can put it into the comments and I'll answer it in the next money clinic. All right, so let me share my screen. What is that? Okay, let me share my screen and we can look at this. Oh. Okay. A lot of stuff open. All right. Okay, so my kids come in, you know, it's a Tuesday. This is what happens. So I'm going to set my timer, and what I want to share with you is Debt-Free Mastermind. So yesterday we did a training and I took you all the way through my thought process on how spenders can manage money and how, wait 1 second. Okay, cool. And how the way that you learned how to manage money is just doing harm. Okay, so if you don't know what I mean by that, definitely come onto my email list because I send out messages all the time, kind of explaining and breaking down the process of what you're taught, how you're taught to manage money, and how that's from a saver's perspective, and how when you try to do that and it doesn't work, you end up feeling guilt and shame and blaming yourself, and that's not what we want. So what we do is a totally different process that I, figured out going through my own debt payoff journey. And so that's what I shared with you in the training. It's the first steps to that process. If you weren't on that training, you can catch the replay for it. It's here on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, it's on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And then also get on my email list and I'll let you know when the next training will be. So it's super easy to get on my email list. You just text Fran, F-R-A-N, to 44144. And you can get on the email list. You'll start getting messages right away, letting you know, exactly what you need to know to pay off debt really fast as a spender. So at the end of the training, I introduced Debt-Free Mastermind, and this is the 3-month program that really accelerates debt payoff for spenders. So I'm going to do a little bit more Q&A and a little bit more testimonial for our for my financial coaching program. So what I went over yesterday was like the structure of my program, how this works, why this is different from the conventional money management advice that you get, why this actually helps you and is sustainable. You're able to do this forever. I've been doing it for 5 years. I have people who are, clients of mine in my financial coaching club who have been doing this for 3 years that we've been, working together, and it is sustainable and it is guilt-free. We do not play the blame shame game. We do not, accept any kind of like negative thoughts and accusations about being a spender. It's tough. Look, my brain shuts off at 6, so this is like the final stretch. But I shared like why my process is different and how it actually helps more than what you're taught, if you're taught anything. So this is the money go round. This is like the actual, you know, framework of the process. There's 4 parts to money management. That's create, save, spend, and have. And when you come into Debt Free Mastermind, we go through each of these areas of money, because a lot of times we feel like we have to fix our money, right? We just got to fix it. And the thing is, like, we don't even know what to fix. We don't know where to start. We feel like if we, it's like all or none. We have to fix it all. If we don't, we just, fall by the wayside. We feel like we can't, we're not good with money and we can't try again. And what I teach is that it's a cycle. And you can work on one thing at a time and then keep going around and getting better and better each time. It feels so much better and it's so much more calm to manage your money this way. And when we're going around the cycle, you end up learning every part of money. You end up learning how to create more value so you can create more income. You end up learning how to save more money by going on the money hunt and using the inflated 8. All this is in the training. So if this makes no sense to you, it's because, I just want you to go back and watch the training. There's a saving snowball, there's a debt snowball, okay? When we talk about spending, we talk about the home ec remix. It's the process that I created to help you examine and really be mindful of your spending in the grocery store, in restaurants, and also with clothing. We talk about the personal spending filter, which is a process of like training your brain to think about your purchases before making them. It takes you out of this like shopping spree type of energy, like this, like adrenaline rush and dopamine hits left and right. And it takes you into your logical brain so you can actually like access the thoughts that you want to be thinking about shopping. So it's a game changer. And then the diva and the queen, which again helps you to analyze your thoughts and hear, look at what your goals are and what you're hearing inside your head, and just realizing like, okay, what do I want to do in this moment? So when I teach you how to filter through the voices, the diva and the queen, that's a really excellent tool for mindset. And then in have, we talk about the new zero and how your bank account, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, your bank account is going to zero each month or below if you're dipping into savings or your credit cards. And so having is a skill, and I teach you how to have money, how to have, not the zero in your account, but like a new zero where you always have a cushion of money and you're always like able to, access the emotions and the thoughts about having that money sit there. Because a lot of times what's happening is that you're not aware that you're not tolerating having money in the account. And so you're just kind of repeating the same thing over and over again. And we interrupt that cycle. I teach you how to actually have money, and it changes everything. If you're paycheck to paycheck, it stops immediately. This is the spreadsheet. You get the budget diary spreadsheet when you join the Debt Free Mastermind. It's a spreadsheet that I created. You get all 12 months, even though the mastermind is 3 months at a time, you get all 12 months. So if you, choose not to continue beyond 3 months or beyond 6 months or 9 months, you still have your whole year of data that you've collected, and you're able to get your taxes done super fast. And it just makes everything really, really easy and simple. So you get a simple process, which is this, you get simple tools, and you get help that's non-judgmental, which I think is the biggest difference between what I do and what a lot of financial professionals do. If you're a spender, you're very familiar with the feeling that you get when you're sitting in, and talking to a banker or a financial professional, and you have so much shame, right? There's like so much, like, you just feel so small, like they're asking you questions, and it's just like, it's such a shameful and scary experience. And when I help you, we don't go there. We talk about the shame, we talk about the guilt, but you don't get shame and guilt added on because I've been there. I've paid off a lot of debt. I know what it feels like to be on the other side of the table with a financial professional talking kind of at you, and you kind of being like, oh my gosh, like what's happening? And so the help that you get is non-judgmental. It feels like an extremely safe space, because it's a safe space to talk about money. It's a safe space to talk about debt. It's a safe space to talk about failing and failing forward and making mistakes and getting back up and trying again. It's just really an all around beautiful experience, just like coaching is, right? And the biggest difference that it makes in your life, and the best thing that you get from Debt-Free Mastermind, is that you get results. We get results. It's amazing. I'm going to share some of those with you now. But the results that we get are so significant because of the mindset changes. It's because of the process being fun, right? It's actually fun to do this with your money, and also the mindset changes that happen just like that, and things start to change. So what I'm creating is a movement, okay? We are taught how to manage money from a saver's perspective, even though 30% of Americans identify as spenders. And when we try to manage our money from a saver's perspective and we fail, we blame ourselves. So what I'm doing, why I'm coming online, why I'm meeting people in person, why I'm talking to you all the time, why I'm posting all the time, is that I want all of the spenders who are out there trying to cut up their credit cards and live on a strict budget, or eat beans and rice and drive a hoopty. Like, I want all of the spenders to know that there's another way, and that this way will work for you better. And I want you to go from feeling like you're bad with money to knowing that you are good with money, because you are. And I love this because my clients end up saying this, right? They come in very anxious when they start working with me, feeling like they're behind, feeling like, they're doing things wrong, like they can't trust themselves with money. And in a very short period of time, they're like, wait a minute, I'm good with money. I am good with money, right? And that's what I want you to be able to say when you're thinking about, managing money or making decisions. Instead of asking everyone what they think you should do, I want you to be able to say, like, hold on, I know exactly what I need to do. I know exactly what's best for me, and I have my back no matter how that decision turns out. So this is a testimonial from a client. She paid off her house in April, not this April because it's just March right now. But this was 2021. So we started working together December of 2020, and in April of 2021, she paid off her house. And she paid off 2 credit cards using the debt snowball. So the debt snowball method, it was created by Dave Ramsey. I think it was created by Dave Ramsey, or maybe he's the one who talked about using it without the interest rates. And that's how we do it too. And I'm Dave Ramsey certified. That's where I got my financial coaching certification, through Dave Ramsey. Although I do a lot of things that are very different from the way Dave Ramsey does them, only because I've modified it for spenders. There's just, it's different for spenders. What he teaches a lot of times doesn't work for us. So I've gotten kicked out of a lot of Dave Ramsey groups online because they're like, it's like a doctrine, right? It's like they're so like strict with it, and they want you to be strict with it, but it doesn't work like that for spenders. And I try to go into those groups and like get the spenders out, like, hey, you don't have to like subscribe to this. It's not working for you. Don't get dragged in the comments. Like, it's okay. There's another way. So if you know any spenders who are just like struggling, definitely share this with them. We want to make sure that the word gets out that there's another way to manage your money. So these were excellent results. She's still gone on to pay off more. We still work together. It's amazing. And now we are working on creating an offer for her business, because it's like, she's so solid with her money and her money decisions. So very, very fun. So a question I got is, this was so, I love it when people send me questions. So by the way, if you get on my email list, you can reply to any email that I send you with a question and I will reply back to you and also build it into the presentation, just like I did this one. So this question is, if I have to put this on a credit card, isn't that just creating more debt? I love it. I love it so much because yes, it is, like, obviously, right? Like, I don't ever tell you how to pay for the program, right? Like, that's up to you. I don't know what's going on in your finances. Like, I'm your coach. I'm not like all up in your finances. So I don't tell you how to pay for the program. I don't tell you to put it on a credit card or, sell some stock or use it from your savings. Like, that's not my business at all. There's lots of different ways that you can get the money. And part of, I may do a 20-minute money clinic on how to get the money too, like all the different, or how to think about getting the money, because there's lots of different ways. And there's a process that I use and teach my clients how to use. But when it comes to paying for the program, if you do go through the process and it comes down that the best option for you is to charge it on your credit card, that is creating more debt. And guess what? That's okay, right? Because the truth is you're going to create more debt anyway, right? You're going to create more debt because you're going to be using your cards. You're not really going to know how to pay it off. So if you buy the program with a credit card and the program is to teach you how to pay off your credit card super fast, it's almost like the best thing that you could charge, right? It's like the best thing that you could do is like create debt to teach you how to never have to create debt again. Because when it comes down to it, if you have to use your credit card, like you have no other options, then what that means is you need help knowing how to be in a position in your life where you have so many options that you choose to use your credit card, right? You want to be able to choose it and not have to like rely on it, right? And be able to pay it off every month in full, right? Like, these are the things that we teach. This is like the goal. This is where you get to during that 3-month mastermind. So yeah, it is creating more debt, but odds are if you're using your credit cards anyway, you're already going to be creating more debt. So you may as well create debt learning how to manage your money so that you don't have to create debt the next time. Okay. This is a testimonial. I think I read this one yesterday because I think it's in my slide deck twice, but she says, after the very first meeting of the Debt-Free Mastermind, my anxiety level was dramatically lowered. I was worried that I would be one of the only people living paycheck to paycheck and without $1,000 in my emergency fund, but that wasn't the case. Seeing that I'm in the same boat as other people in the small group made me feel like I can do this. I'm not alone. And I love this because this group started in February. The person who wrote this was in the February group. She's in the February group because we go on for another month. And when we first started out, everybody's getting to know each other. And I was asking, like, is anybody here paycheck to paycheck? Do you have $1,000 in your emergency fund? And the group is super small. It's 5 people in the group. And they were sharing about their current situation and where, what the goals were. And I put them all in the group together because they had similar situations. And the thing that was interesting was like, they were all surprised that they weren't the only one in that situation. And I think that is the thing about shame, right? Anytime we have any kind of shame, we're going to hide. We're trying to like hide what's going on with us from other people. And when we're hiding, like, shame loves for us to hide, because when we're hiding, then the shame is telling you you're the only one. There's nobody else, you're the only one. If you tell anybody, you're going to be embarrassed and all this, right? So when we're in the group and we start talking about, honestly what's happening with money, and we talk about it in a powerful way. It's nothing like accusatory, anything like that. We talk about money in a very powerful way in the group. And then you realize that there's so many people who have the exact same issue that you have, and they're all like super energized and positive and excited to get to this other side of it, right? And to be debt free and to, have, all the money that we need and more. And so so she sent me this like a couple days after our first meeting, and she was just so relieved that like I'm not the only one. And that's what happens when you put light on shame. Shame cannot survive when you put a spotlight on it. And so now there are 5 women in that group, and they're all feeling very light and free because of that just initial first step of just like being witnessed and having the shame just kind of melt away. So I love it. I love super small groups. I love all groups. I like big groups too. But the reason I made Debt Free Mastermind a smaller group was so that it could be more hands-on and no one gets lost in the group. Like if you need help, you get help. You don't, have to wait for, forever and ever to get some help. Okay. So question, why do you have a money back guarantee? So I have a money back guarantee for this program. The investment is $1,800 and it's for 3 months. And I encourage you to continue on until you're debt free, because, and I'll talk about that on another day actually, because that's like a long thing, but like in 3 months, you're learning the process, but you won't be debt free in the process. So you'll just like keep going and keep going. The reason I have a money back guarantee is that I'm a spender and I've bought programs before. And the program was initially a year, and I broke it into 3-month intervals to make it more accessible so that the price is not, this stark, like, oh my gosh, this is, for a whole year. It's like, no, it's just for 3 months. You come in, you see how it works for you, right? And the guarantee is that you will pay back at least $1,800. So you'll pay back what you paid for it, meaning if you charged it, you'll be able to pay that back, right? And then also, if you're paycheck to paycheck, you'll break that paycheck to paycheck cycle, right? So for some people, this happens really, really fast, like really fast. One day I'll give you testimonials on like how fast this works. But if you watch the 90-minute money clinic, you'll see some testimonials. And for some people, this takes a little longer. And so I have the money back guarantee because I don't want you to ever think that like you're paying for something and you're not getting a return, and you're not getting a return, and you're not getting a return, because that's not how I roll, right? Like for spenders, we have a lot of issues with self-trust and feeling like, trusting our judgment with programs. So like, I'm going to give this woman on the internet with this Mamacita t-shirt on, right? Like $1,800 to help me with my money. And the underlying fear is always, what if this doesn't work for me? What if all these people are giving testimonies? What if it just doesn't work for me, right? And so what I wanted to make sure of is that you feel like, okay, I'm going to go in, right? This is low risk. I'm going to pay for this program. And if it doesn't actually work for me, if you do all the steps and you don't pay back, debt, and it doesn't work for you, and you don't feel light and fun and free, then it's not, you didn't risk anything, right? I don't want to bruise your self-trust by having you pay for something you don't get the return on it. In the meantime, inside the program, I do everything I can to make sure you get the help you need, which is why I broke it down into super small groups to make sure you get the attention you need. And also, I'm very accessible, want to make sure that you get the support that you need. The only thing that you have to do in this program is show up. That's the only thing I can do. I can't come to your house and turn on your computer and make you come onto Zoom. I can't do that. I've almost tried that on some people. I'm like, come on, where are you? Like, I want to help you. Where are you? But if you show up, if you come into the room to be coached, you will have some level of mindset shift, some level of change, some level of awakening, something that you'll hear that you didn't hear before. But I can't do it all for you. So all I can do is help you, and then you have to do your part. But I have a money back guarantee for people who earnestly come in to do the work and don't get the results. And that's because I can put my name, I can put my money behind that, because there is no way that you can earnestly come in, do the work and not get the results. There's just no way. So let's talk a little bit about the mastermind. So the mastermind is a 12-week program. That's 3 months. It's weekly live small group coaching. The group is super small, just 5 people. It's a one-time payment of $1,800. And like I said, if you don't pay off at least $1,800 worth of debt or break your paycheck to paycheck cycle, you will get your money back. Okay. There's bonuses. When you join, you get the budget diary spreadsheet that I showed you before that helps you track, because tracking is a big part of what we do. You get co-working with the money squad. This is where we have a meeting, because I know that finding time to actually do the tracking is what stops some people from being able to be successful and keep up with the tracking. So we created a meeting. You only have to track 1 hour a week. That's it. 1 hour a week will have you feeling calm and confident with your money. It'll have you really knowing what you're doing with money. So we created a meeting so that there's no excuse, like all you have to do is come to this meeting and everybody's tracking. And if you have a question, you can unmute and ask it. It's really super beneficial. There's also a fast action bonus. So if you were actually on the live money clinic, then you were offered a private goal setting call with me. So it's Tuesday, so you're still eligible. If you use this link and you join today, you can still get that private goal setting call with me. And then also there's a portal with on-demand videos and replays that you get access to. So here is the QR code you can scan, and here's the URL. It's www.1millionspenders.com/join-DFM. DFM stands for Debt Free Mastermind. When you go to this link and when you click on this link, you'll be taken to a payment page. They'll ask for your name and I think your email address, and then you just put in your payment information. When you click join, it'll take you to a page that says congratulations. And at the bottom of that page, it'll invite you to book your one-to-one call with me. In this one-to-one call, we will talk about your goals, right? Where you are right now. What's your income? What's your current savings? What's your current debt? How much do you have to pay off, right? And then we'll talk about what the goals are, which is being debt-free, feeling calm and confident with money, and building up your savings. Now, a lot of times when you first start, you can't even conceive, building up your savings. You're so much trying to just like stop the bleeding from the debt and with the credit cards and all that. So that comes later. And this is another reason why to re-up and join another 3 months, because once you start getting the momentum for your debt, it'll open up a whole new area of something for you to think about as far as like your future and building wealth. So it's so fun. So we'll talk about your goals, and then we will set your goals and create your debt snowball. And that way, when we start the mastermind, you're already like feet on the ground, know exactly where we're starting from and what the goal is. So here's the link, and I hope to see you in there. And I will talk to you later. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below this video, and I will definitely get back to you. And also don't forget to text Fran to 44144 to join my email list so you can get financial coaching that's directed specifically for spenders in your email inbox all the time. Not all the time, on Sundays. And I'll invite you to the next 90-minute money clinic. Okay, bye-bye.